in Equiapim. Also coming up, presidential staffer Dennis Miracles Abuaji calls for the resignation of the Kolebu CEO and other officials responsible for the dialysis fees confusion. Plus some international news this afternoon as the U.S. government is on the brink of another shutdown, with Congress poised to miss a Saturday midnight deadline to fund federal agencies. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming to you in the next 60 minutes if you stay with us. Let's begin this afternoon from the political front. And as the NPP prepares towards the November 4 primaries, one of the flag bearer hopefuls, Kennedy Japan, has stormed the Ashanti region to galvanize support ahead of the flag bearer elections. William Evans Inkum is following the development. Is joining us to offer some more updates on the happenings in the Ashanti region, particularly in the political front. Evans, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on the program. Tell us more about the presence of Kennedy Japan in the Ashanti region.
Well, Crosby, so it's been a mammoth one right from the start of the work, that is the State Experimental School in the Bantama constituency, walking through some Principal Street, through part of Subin and Ishiaso constituency, and currently converging at the Jubilee Park, which is in the Subin constituency. And I can tell you that it has been mammoth one. I've seen some former supporters of Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen also join. I am not surprised because a day after the Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen announced his resignation or his withdrawal from the race, I saw a number of them trooping to the Ashanti Regional Coordinator for Team Kennedy Japan, the former Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman, Robert Yamankwa, to declare their loyalty to Kennedy Japan. So I'm not surprised to see them join, the showdown war. Well, Kennedy Japan has been throwing some missiles, quote unquote, allegedly, as he's known for. But it does appear that he's still talking though, but so far about 70 to 75% of his address to the gathering has centered on Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen and what he claims to be injustice meted to the former member of the ruling New Patriotic Party. And he has also underscored that anybody who thinks that Alan doesn't have clout in the NPP perhaps should be rewriting his or her notes and warning the party that Alan could cause, political havoc to the fortunes of the ruling NPP if they decided to, or if they decide to treat his departure with a pinch of salt. Of course, he has also warned that anybody who attempts to scheme against he becoming the flag bearer of the NPP, that person, of course, the party, he's going to launch another showdown on the party. And this time around, it does appear, that a decision that he would take will not inure to the benefit of the NPP. But if you try to read meanings into, what Kennedy Japan is saying and his posture or gestures, it does appear that some time ago he warned that if there is a deliberate attempt to undermine his political fortunes in the NPP, then he will resign. From his posture, I think some of us are beginning to notice that he's very serious about that. That is on condition that somebody undermines him going into the November 4 presidential primaries.
Right. Evans, before you take leave of us, talk to us about some support that Kennedy Japan may be getting as part of this rally in terms of maybe some government appointees or some notable names and faces within the NPP who are throwing the support behind him, particularly at this showdown walk in the Ashanti region.
Well, so far, I haven't seen a notable MP. Well, I stand corrected though, but from what I've seen, I've not seen any known member of parliament or an appointee throwing Kennedy Japan. But I understand that there are people in her authority who are supporting Kennedy Ohene Japan. But it is not surprising because right from day one, Kennedy Japan has been targeting the very people who constitute the largest base as far as the electoral college of the MPP is concerned. So I'm talking about the electoral area coordinators and then polling station executives. They constitute the larger base as far as the electoral college is concerned. And he is commanding that force. I mean, I remember during the election of polling station executive, that of electoral area coordinators, he supported, during that period. So it is not surprising that he has a number of them following there. And they constitute, like I said, a chunk of the electoral college. And that is where he's drawing his strength from.
Evans, thank you so much for those updates. To bring you more in a subsequent bulletins, particularly on News 360. Now, away from that, and President Kufuor is optimistic that the chieftaincy ministry will work towards achieving lasting peace in the Akuapem Traditional Council. He was speaking at this year's Akuapem Ojura Festival in Akuapem. Now, the Akuapem Traditional Council is grappling with uncertainty over the proper succession to the Akuapemans 2, leading to a temporary ban on the festival. So that was President Nana Dankwa Kufuor speaking there, calling for a lasting peace in the Akuapem Traditional Council and advocating that the succession plans are finalized and streamlined to ensure that the chieftaincy dispute do not arise in the Akuapem Traditional Council. Away from that, and presidential staffer Dennis Merkels of Boaji has made a fervent call for the resignation of the CEO of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and any official responsible for the ongoing controversy surrounding the increase in the cost of dialysis. Expressing his concerns on the matter during key points discussion, Dennis Abuaji emphasized the need for decisive action to address this issue.
Willing to resign should simply let us know that, well, and you see, one of the reasons why I'm hastening to directly accuse her, of course, he's ultimately the man in charge, but we run an organization. I may be in charge, but maybe within my organization, I've also made Honorable Dafema responsible for handling that aspect. It will be his job to deal with it and let us know that I have dealt with the matter and it would not happen again. Yeah. That's for me, because I don't want to hastily, we run organizations, things happen. Okay, in the same system, I may also delegate somebody responsible. That's why it's your job. Because first of all, they should give all the people who paid that money back to them. You know, when they come for support, Ghanaian support. So if we have to all increase some part of it and contribute, so be it. Because you see, there are some diseases that you can't just afford. No. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Yeah. There are some diseases that you can't just afford, Alfred. Some people on this dialysis are here forever. But they can live a normal life if they are doing it regularly. So it doesn't matter how rich you are, you'd realize that your money would dissipate eventually if you have to foot it all by yourself. Kolebu should do us some good. They should deal with this matter. See you, if it is your fault, this is why you have to take the fall. If within your organization you have structures and systems where you are relying on somebody, let us know that you have taken action against the person. Then you can keep your job.
Well, still on health-related matters, and the Health Ministry is to seek cabinet approval for an emergency fund for modern equipment procurement for the Kolebu Teaching Hospital Renal Unit. The Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Muhammad Sani, who made this known on the sidelines of an event in Accra, referred to the health emergency at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital as potentially fatal if not addressed promptly. Two out of 3 renal units providing dialysis services to chronic kidney disease patients have closed since May due to a shortage of active reagents. Outpatients cannot access services there.
These are supplies that we receive, we import into the country. So there are issues in the supply chain that actually is out of the control and purview of the hospital.
Management of the hospital subsequently increased fee charged for dialysis services by more than 100%, but has been compelled to reverse that decision. The Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Muhammad Sani, stated that the imposition of the unapproved fees is under investigation.
Normally, because these agencies are autonomous a bit, they take up certain decisions before even the ministers are aware. So this one, we'll have to investigate and find out what we'll do.
He noted that the sector ministry would seek cabinet approval for emergency funds to procure new dialysis equipment for the renal department due to challenges at the country's premier health facility.
This is an emergency issue. We'll move immediately to provide this machinery. If we don't even have money, we'll go to cabinet for emergency relief of funds for these machines to be supplied. Otherwise, a lot of people will die. One is not dialysis, kidneys will kill all of us.
Efficient resolution of kidney conditions challenges at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital can significantly prolong the lives of patients with complex kidney conditions. Now, the Member of Parliament for South Diroxin, Nelson Defiamakwa, has intimated that the embattled EC Commissioner, Dr. Peter Piahene, has been evading service of the Supreme Court suit. In May, he challenged the appointment of the 2 commissioners, alleging partisan affiliations. Now, he has been speaking to TV3 News on the call by civil society organizations for the 2 commissioners to resign.
The history is that ever since I went to the court, Dr. Piahene has evaded service. He has refused to be served. Indeed, the Electoral Commission tells us that Dr. Piahene, ever since he had been sworn into office by the president, has never stepped into the EC's headquarters to take up his post. That is the official communication given to the bailiff of the court. Because of that, anytime the bailiff went to have him served at the premises of the Electoral Commission's head office, he is never available. But the other parties to the matter, including the Attorney General, they have entered appearance and they have filed their responses. And so on that note, the matter is progressing steadily. But we hope to get Dr. Piahene to serve him. He cannot continue to evade service. So what I have done as an additional step is to apply for a right to information, that is to the Electoral Commission, to find out whether or not, since Dr. Piahene had been sworn into office, whether he has been paid any salaries, allowances, befitting the status of someone who had been sworn in as a deputy commissioner.
Away from that, some Ghanaians in the UK are accusing the Ghana High Commissioner to the UK, Papa Wilson Koma, of ignoring their protest and declining to receive their petition because the group did not send an official email. Member of the protesting group, Chelsea Addis, spoke with us after the protest.
Several Ghanaians showed up in front of the Ghanaian High Commission to protest the state of our nation, protest transportation crisis, health sector, galamsey, environment, unemployment, high cost of living, all these things. But then we were met by protesters who had already picketed before we got there. So these protesters had set up shop and were telling us that we were non-Ghanaian people. They were calling us Togolese, Somalian. They called us hired assassins. and also asylum seekers who have been sent to destroy the image of the country. Upon interaction with some of them personally, individually, we found out that a few of them had no idea why they were there in the first place, and a few of them agreed with us when it came to understanding the hardships that Ghanaians were going through. A few of them said they were members of the MPP party, and what we are seeing is these are the tactics that the people who play party politics with when the life of Ghanaians are at stake. The whole time we were picketed outside, we were anticipating that the High Commissioner would come out and speak to us, but he didn't. He knew we were coming. He was waiting for us, expecting us. But when we showed up, he didn't turn up because we did not send him an official email with our petition. So even though we physically had the petition, he wasn't going to turn up because we did not send him an email. And that even goes to counter why he's there as the High Commissioner. He's supposed to be serving the interest of all Ghanaians. So regardless of whether we have sent him an email or not, if we have come with the petition, we expected him to hear us, but rather he tried to sneak out of the commission. He wasn't responding to anything that we said whilst we were trying to get him to at least say something. He just left. He ignored our sentiments and our plea to present the petition.
They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care.
Now, the General Secretary of the Fix the Country movement, Kufuor Jesse, says the leaders of the movement have served a 14-day public notice to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, warning that they will take to the street to picket if action is not taken to investigate the Airbus scandal involving former President John Dramani Mahama, who was speaking at a press conference.
And then engaging himself in corruption, because we heard of that Burkinabe businessman who gave him the Ford as a gift, which was contrary to his own principles of receiving gifts when he was in government. So the youth would want to see that every individual who offers himself to lead the country is very clean, especially when it comes to matters of corruption. And that is why we want to occupy the office of the former president and that of the special prosecutor.
Now, speakers during key points discussion expressed different views on the Electoral Commission's assertion that the guarantor system is solely responsible for the perceived minor registration issues in the ongoing limited registration exercise. Now, these diverse opinions highlight the complexity of the matter and the need for a comprehensive examination of the factors affecting voter registration.
The biggest problem now is that we need to conclude on our national identification project so that we don't have to go through all these guarantor system. But when we are making the case, we make it look as if using a national ID card is a problem. But it is not a problem. The problem is that genuinely a lot more people who need a national identification card to be able to register don't have it. So I think that's where we should concentrate on and really hammer down so that people would have access to the card and be able to register. Because I saw the video from Busa South and it's sad. Somebody comes and the person says, well, that is my child. I say he is 11, he's 18, but the child looks like 11.
I support the call for extension of the registration. And also, it's not yet too late for the EC to expand to the electoral areas. That topic, we've not forgotten it all. EC is saying they will do it next year. I don't think next year is good enough. I understand the targeted registration of 52% of the eligible voters. How do you come out and say, out of the 1.2, I want to register only 52%? No, it's not on. I mean, come on. So it's not yet late. The EC should look at it.
We know that the rules do not permit us to do certain things. We go, and then how on earth would you go to the place to register a child who is a minor? All right, somebody who is a minor. It's not the best. So the conversation should go on with that socialization concept.
Okay.
We inculcate in people that, look, there's no point. Because if you do, in this age of technology, and the child's name is captured in there, and then they prevent the child from doing certain things, it creates a problem.
You want to reject your guarantor system, but you want to rely on the guarantor system employed by the National Identification Authority to issue its ID cards. So what exactly are you saying? In some constituencies, including mine, first they have to ride on the voter lake, cross rivers, take a vehicle to the district capital. So if you do this, and parents are even hesitant in releasing their children to you to take to the district capital and bring back safely because of the hazards of travel.
Now, on September 26, Alan Kyerematen announced his resignation from the New Patriotic Party to form the Movement of Change. His choice of a Monarch Butterfly as his political symbol has gained attention on social media. My colleague Evelyn Tengma explores the significance of the butterfly and its reflection on the presidential aspirant's persona.
The umbrella, the elephant, the cockerel, the coconut tree, among others, may soon be welcoming a new member to their fold. The choosing of symbols for political parties are done consciously. The latest symbol in the political space is a Monarch Butterfly by Alan Kyerematen for his movement for change. But a butterfly? Well, since the outdooring, social media has been agog with comments on Alan's choice of the Monarch Butterfly. But what actually does the butterfly stand for or mean? A quick search reveals Monarch Butterfly is the king of butterflies and the most beautiful of all butterflies in the world. It is also said to be among the most easily recognizable of the butterfly species. They represent strength, endurance, spirituality, trust, transformation, and evolution. Some have argued that the butterfly reflects the persona of Alan Kyerematen, particularly his strength, endurance, and transformation, which could be described as his trump card. Well, Alan might have assessed himself and his movement very well before choosing this symbol, as is done by political parties. But could there be any other meaning?
When it's using the butterfly, what goes into my mind, I immediately start thinking about Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer. I remember when he was going to fight one of the great champions then and take the title. He says he will fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to knock down that challenger. Maybe he's going to fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee, honeybee, I mean. So we shall see.
With all the beautiful things said about the Monarch Butterfly and with Alan Kyerematen promising change for the people and of course the country, one can only wait and see what he and his team can do. Evelyn Tengma, TV3 News, Accra.
Now, the youth of La in the Dadekotopon municipality of the Greater Accra region are displeased with their chiefs for alleged conniving to sell part of the 114-acre Plecho land ceded to the Lastu, demanding accountability for previous land sold.
The La chiefs, expressing anger, held a news conference to clarify Cabinet's decision to return 114 acres of land acquired for an aerodrome to the Lastu. Some enraged youth stormed the venue to accuse the chiefs of colluding to sell parts of the land ceded to the Lastu.
There is no hospital, school, lorry station or recreational centers at Chado because the chiefs have sold all the lands. The Plecho land, which is our last hope too, they are conniving to sell it, but we won't agree.
The irate youth questioned why previous two lands sold by the chiefs have not benefited the community.
They claim to be custodians of land, and they have been selling plots of lands at Cantonment and Wallace for $20,000 and $100,000. Where is the money? They have not used the proceeds to even build a washroom for the community.
A sub-chief of La, Ni Ajay Kofi IV, noted that the La Traditional Council is resolute in its decision to develop the land to benefit their generations.
We assure the people of La that not an inch of the land will be sold. Nobody can influence us as far as the land issue is concerned. What belongs to La will come to La.
The struggle over the Plechu land, now Airport Hills, dates back to the year 2000.
Media Live returns with more news after this break. Please stay with us.
Are you ready? Mark your calendar as the Makers House Chapel International presents the Experience Conference 2023. From the 1st to the 8th of October, it's the gathering of the spiritual luminaries of the land. Get ready to experience Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Mensa Otabil, Archbishop Charles Ajina Sari, Reverend Dr. Ampia Kofi, Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe, Bishop Frank Ofosu Apia, and your host, Dr. Michael Bwedi Nyamiche. Come and experience Jesus, the miracle worker. Venue is the Destiny Arena of the Makers House Chapel International, Atomic, adjacent School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences. Time is 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday, and 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. It's going to be a life-changing encounter. The Experience Conference 2023. I can't wait.
When it comes to the world of sports, what does complete mean to you?
When my team scores at the end of a 30-plus passing sequence, just like Pep Guardiola style.
When someone beats the buzzer with a shot from the logo, like Steph Curry.
Dominating opponents and punching my waist to a knockout, like Africa's greatest boxer, Azuma Nelson.
Running so fast I can afford to celebrate midway through a 100-meter race and smash the world record like Usain Bolt.
Hold up, what makes all of these sports complete is the screen. This is where you get access to all the extensive highlights, analysis, and insights. So do join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. live on QFM 92.7 as we serve you the best sports buffet and most satisfying in the sports world. The three sports team will come together to review, preview, and analyze the latest in the sports world here on Sports Ultras.
Are you ready to win solid cash every day with Cash Out? Be a proud winner of lots of cash simply by watching or listening to any of Media General stations. That's right, you are being rewarded for your loyalty. Tune in to all Media General brands. TV3, 3FM 92.7, Onia TV, Onia FM 95.1, all in Accra, Akuma FM 87.9 in Kumasi, and Connect FM 97.1 in Takrady. To enter the Cash Out raffle on your favorite Media General station, just dial *439#. Follow the prompt and pick your favorite platform to enter. Voila! You are now eligible to become one of the 10 lucky winners of a cool cash prize. Remember, this is every day, all day on your favorite Media General station. Cash out and win big! This is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Limited. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
The expert at anything was once the beginner.
I seek for unmatched work experience that will prepare me for the real job.
Internship can help you stand out in a competitive job market.
I want to be an intern in one of Ghana's most reputable companies.
In the heart of the corporate world, there's a search for the next top intern.
On this journey, some aspiring interns will get to embark on an unforgettable adventure.
These interns will face a series of real-world challenges and tasks.
For the next top intern on the Top Intern reality show, ambition meets determination. From the tasks to the boardroom to alliances and to winning. Who will be the ultimate top intern? Get ready for an epic internship showdown. To be part of this reality show, aspiring participants should have at least a second-class upper and above. Register now at forms.mg.com.gh/topintern. Who sweeps the top prize of an internship at a reputable company, cash prizes, and many more.
Are you the one?
For the top intern we're looking for, be you?
The Top Intern. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders.
You're welcome back to the program. Let's bring you some more stories as the fight against illegal mining is yet to achieve its desired result despite the allocation of huge resources to end the menace. The illegal activity is going on with impunity at most mining sites, particularly in the Ashanti region. The Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah is proposing imprisonment for illegal miners instead of fines as means of stiffer punishment. The minister, who also doubles as the chairman of the Regional Security Council, was speaking to TV3 on the sidelines of a stakeholder engagement by the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative in Kumasi in the Ashanti region.
It is very, very difficult, but we don't think they can overpower us. Going forward, we adopt various strategies, and then we plead with the courts also to assist us. You see, maybe it's time we stop the fine and rather concentrate on imprisonment. Because the moment you impose a fine, the people will contribute and come and pay. And the person is out there and move back and go and do the illegal mining. Even consider legally acquired concessions, like where we have Anglo Gold, Ashanti, Asanko Gold and others. The Galamsey are still going there. You go and clear them. Next time, again, they are over there. It's not a small fight. And I will plead with my colleague politicians. Let's get united and fight this canker. No single political party can fight the menace alone. We need all hands on the deck. Because at the end of the day, we are going for elections and everybody wants power. You want the people to vote for you. Consider the 2020 elections. The New Patriotic Party lost almost all the Galamsey areas because people felt that if there's change in government, they will have the opportunity to go ahead with their Galamsey activities in peace. So whilst we are also fighting and others will not support, definitely we will not win. I want all of us to be together and fight Galamsey. Tomorrow, when another party is also in power, let's all of us join that party and fight Galamsey. Our basic survival is being endangered because they say that when the last tree dies, the last man will also die.
Away from that, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority is requesting a new legislative instrument to regulate emerging technologies in automobile and road transport due to the complex and dynamic development of the automobile industry. The advent of technology has significantly transformed the operation of transport systems, particularly in countries with advanced economies.
The advent of technology has changed the way transport systems operate, especially in countries with advanced economies. The development of flying cars, self-driving vehicles, solar and electric-powered vehicles, as well as sensor-laden vehicles, have compelled developing countries like Ghana to adjust its infrastructure to accommodate such technologies when imported into the country. As a result, a power-packed stakeholder engagement has been scheduled by the authority next month to develop policy and propose new legislation to regulate road transport, which forms 95% of means of commuting in Ghana.
When you talk about sensors in the vehicle, there has to be studs on the roads that allow autonomous vehicle to navigate the way it was navigating seamlessly once it puts the coordinates in there, which tells us that we need to also beef up our infrastructure. Our effort as an authorized entity to regulate, and our mandate being to license vehicles and drivers, is to prepare.
Deputy Director in charge of Research, Business Development and Innovations, Abraham Zato, said innovation in the road transport sector requires urgent approach.
You will hear issues about electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, new technologies in road safety, simulators, etc. All of these things, whether we like it or not, are here with us, and we must make the foundation clear in regulating these technologies as we see them.
The DVLA will also phase out the current embossment of vehicle number plates for digital plates when such technologies catch up.
The United States government, through the U.S. Agency for International Development, has announced a new 5-year, $60 million initiative to improve educational accountability in Ghana. USAID Ghana Mission Director Kimberly Rosen joined Ghana's Deputy Minister for Education, Reverend John Intimfojo, to launch the program.
The USAID Strengthening Accountability in Ghana's Education System activity is an initiative aimed at enhancing primary education services delivery by fostering accountability within Ghana's primary education system. It consists of 2 interconnected components, both dedicated to promoting accountability. This comprehensive program spans 5 years and involves a total grant of $60 million with $10 million designated for direct support to the Ministry of Education. The Strengthening Accountability in Ghana's Education System activity seeks to enhance education management and citizen engagement across 17 districts located in the northern, northeast, upper east and upper west regions of Ghana.
We strongly believe at USAID that education really is the cornerstone of progress and development in every society. It is incumbent upon us all to ensure that Ghana has a strong education system that provides opportunities for its future generations. USAID is now pleased to join our Ghanaian partners to focus on a broader objective of enhancing accountability in the education sector.
The Deputy Education Minister said Ghana's past interventions by USAID is already yielding results.
Our foundational learning and basic education is one that is paramount to us. Oftentimes we hear some people holding contrary views, thinking that we seem to be focusing on some other aspect of our education sector to the detriment of our basic education. But programs as this activity is one that proves that indeed our major focus is on building solid foundation at a basic level upon which the other sectors will be able to hold.
Care Ghana, with support from 5 SAB awardees, are the implementing agencies. The program will bolster the quality and effectiveness of primary education services, ensuring that children in these regions have access to a better and more accountable education system.
Now, 5 more business operators have been pegged up for non-compliance with the Data Protection Act 2012, Act 843. This, the Commission says, is an activity that has come to stay to have data controllers accountable for their data subjects.
Director of Regulatory and Compliance, Quentin Akroboto, led the targeted enforcement action. He said the 5 companies will be held accountable for their actions under strict provisions of the law.
We first of all went to Care Flight, Embassy Gardens, Morning Star School, Cap Farm, and finally Grace Homeopathic Clinic for non-compliance. What we expect from institutions is to bring their processing under the radar of the Data Protection Commission for supervision. So, for some of the institutions, they haven't registered at all.
Quentin Akroboto also indicated that the Commission will stop at nothing to ensure compliance.
This exercise, as we have said, has come to stay. It will continue on a monthly basis, and institutions who are yet to register with the Commission should take note from this and quickly come and register with the Commission. Those institutions who have registered but their registration licenses have expired and they haven't renewed them should quickly come and renew them, because this exercise will expand its scope to cover registrations, renewals, and complaints that we receive from the public as far as processing of personal data is concerned.
The Data Protection Commission is an independent statutory body established under the Data Protection Act 2012, Act 843, to protect the privacy of the individual and personal data by regulating the processing of personal information.
Now, in the fight for change, a former ambassador to the Netherlands stands as a beacon of advocacy. Dr. Eunice Brookman Emisa will be honored with the Alternative Nobel Prize. She shares her tireless efforts to liberalize abortion laws and improve safe abortion access with Emmanuel Samani.
Eunice Brookman Emisa, a Ghanaian physician, has been instrumental in promoting safe abortion access in Africa for 3 decades. She has led advocacy, sensitization programs, and training on women's reproductive rights, uniting healthcare providers, government officials, lawyers, and activists.
I was socialized to believe that abortion was wrong. And I think that emanates from the fact that abortion was criminalized. Abortion is the only medical condition that is in the criminal code and punishable, as an offense. And so that, tends to, influence your thoughts and your beliefs and so on about this.
As a young doctor, she initially held anti-abortion views until the loss of a pediatric patient to an unsafe abortion.
I had a patient who I had looked after since she was 10 years old. At age 14, she walked into my surgery and said the man in their house had asked her to come for an abortion. I said, we don't do that in this clinic. Monday, we didn't see her. Tuesday, we didn't see her. And Wednesday, there was a lot of commotion. And I was told by my nurses that was Amina, we'll call her Amina, that they're going to bury her. She'd been taken to a quack because she really didn't know what was happening with her over the weekend, and they had messed her up, but on a botched abortion. And unfortunately, she died. I asked myself, what was my contribution to her death and why that was so.
She says despite a decrease in unsafe abortion-related deaths, more efforts are needed for women's reproductive health.
Even though there's been so much that's been achieved, a lot more needs to be done. Women are still dying, and these deaths are all unnecessary. Women have a right to health care. We have the knowledge, we have the instruments, we have the, everything that, to stop women from dying. And therefore, more work needs to be done to get women to be able to get the services that will prevent them from dying. And we need to increase access to contraception or family planning, as some call it, because unsafe abortions arise out of unwanted pregnancies.
The pioneer in sexual and reproductive health and rights has constantly been advocating for life-saving measures, women's empowerment, and a future where reproductive rights are not just a legal right, but a lived reality in her region. Emmanuel Samani, TV3 News, Accra.
We're going for a break. We'll return with some sports news. Please stay with us.
The expert at anything was once a beginner.
I seek for unmatched work experience that will prepare me for the real job.
Internship can help you stand out in a competitive job market.
I want to be an intern in one of Ghana's most reputable companies.
In the heart of the corporate world, there's a search for the next top intern.
On this journey, some aspiring interns will get to embark on an unforgettable adventure.
These interns will face a series of real-world challenges and tasks.
For the next top intern on the Top Intern reality show, ambition meets determination. From the tasks to the boardroom, to alliances, and to winning. Who will be the ultimate top intern? Get ready for an epic internship showdown. To be part of this reality show, aspiring participants should have at least a second-class upper and above. Register now at forms.mg.com.gh/topintern. Who sweeps the top prize of an internship at a reputable company, cash prizes, and many more.
Are you the one?
For the top intern we're looking for, be you?
The Top Intern. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders.
Throughout this journey, our contestants have faced challenges head-on, using every opportunity to exhibit their talent and introduce the world to the captivating beauty of their region. Warriors! Join us this week for an extraordinary recap episode and immerse yourself once more in the unforgettable highlights of this season. The laughter, the tears, and the awe-inspiring performances that have brought us this far. Don't forget to secure your tickets available at the TV3 front desk and be part of the grand finals at the National Theatre on October 8th. It's a celebration you won't want to miss.
GMB 2023 is sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix, GTP, Techno Camon 20 Series, AT, Pepsodent Charcoal and Lemon Infused Formula and Pepsodent Natural Herbal Formula, Geisha Moringa and Geisha Black Soup, Key Soup, Bell Pack Tissues, Sankofa Natural Spices, Vitamilk, Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Nescofa Blood Tonic, Heaven Black Mosquito Spray and Coil, Enapa Foods, Freedom from Casapreco, Frutelli Calipo, Duffy's Health and Beauty, Obuasi Bitters, Nubuna Mwankasa, Dragnet, Shalatem, Top Choco.
Save 500.
Global Wings Travel and Tour.
Makeup was done by House of Tara.
Get to win! Great! How does a Ragnar or Leon like to unwind and relax after a long day? One says sleep, one says watch movies and sleep. Person where they watch film, they sleep. Yes. No, do you watch with your soul? Which African river runs through Ghana and is known for its importance to trade and transportation? Should I ask you, how many rivers are you mentioning for me? I will show your partner the title of a movie or series, and your partner is to tell us exactly what I have on this my paper. Number 1. He shocked you.
Here to Win shows Saturdays at 8 p.m. on TV3. Brought to you by Kill It Insecticide Spray.
Gino Tomato Mix.
Let's now get some sports news from Yao Fosulabi. What's in the package this afternoon?
Well, there's Ghana Premier League action. Yesterday, Accra Lions took on Brekum Chelsea, and it was a really, really good game. It ended 1-1 in Brekum, and we're looking for what will happen in the upcoming games later this weekend.
Anyways, take us away.
Let's get into the sports news this afternoon here on Midday Live on TV. Now, Brekum Chelsea, I beg your pardon, came back from behind to record a 1-1 draw against the high-flying Accra Lions side on Friday. Now, Bernard Kethe and Mesake Friye scored the goals, and here are the highlights.
Jima is trying to find Asante. Heads it down for Kessie. Goes past Henny. He shoots on his left foot, and Accra Lions have the lead at the Golden City Park. Bernard Kessie puts Accra Lions ahead. It's 9 minutes, approaching 10 minutes. It's Chelsea 0, Accra Lions 1. Gregory Obinseche beaten by the left foot of Bernard Kessie. Headed down by Frederick Asante. Augustine Henner tried to stop him, but he stayed resolute. He didn't give up. He showed great strength. Then he checked onto his left foot. He unleashes one past the goalkeeper. He has no answers. It's Accra Lions leading Chelsea by 1-0 at the Golden City Park in Brekum. With some good control. Amankuna shoots, takes the deflection of Jima. Esiedu in the box. Here's a free air, and he grabs the equalizer for Chelsea. It's 60 minutes. And Mizaka Friye equalizes for Brekum Chelsea. It's 1-1 at the Golden City Park. The pressure finally pays off. It was just a matter of time. They didn't take their legs off the accelerator. They kept pushing. Here, Mankuna's effort deflects off Jima. Then Esiedu brings him back for Mesak Efriye. He shoots through the legs of Jima, and Afo is completely beaten. He had to be at the right place at the right time in Friye. Great sense of awareness from Esiedu to find Friye. Makes no mistake. First goal of the season for Friye.
Right, so that draw at the Brekum Golden City Park. Now, Tottenham Hotspur will be hoping to continue their fine form in the Premier League as they host Liverpool at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday. Managers Jurgen Klopp and Ange Postecoglou.
They were all desperate for some offensive football, and he's delivering that, obviously, and that in a year when Harry Kane left the club. Yeah, he's doing extremely well.
Like any kid, I had the posters up on my wall, and you know, Liverpool was my team, and but you know, you grow up and things change. You know, I used to love Happy Days back there too, but you know, I don't have posters of Fonzie on my wall either. So you know, it's just the way life is.
Well, that's Ange Postecoglou there, and his Tottenham side will take on Liverpool in the Premier League this weekend. That's all the sports news this afternoon here on Midday Live on TV3. My name is Yalfo Sulabi.
The expert at anything was once a beginner.
I seek for unmatched work experience that will prepare me for the real job.
Internship can help you stand out in a competitive job market.
I want to be an intern in one of Ghana's most reputable companies.
In the heart of the corporate world, there's a search for the next top intern.
On this journey, some aspiring interns will get to embark on an unforgettable adventure.
These interns will face a series of real-world challenges and tasks.
For the next top intern on the Top Intern reality show, ambition meets determination. From the tasks to the boardroom to alliances and to winning. Who will be the ultimate top intern? Get ready for an epic internship showdown. To be part of this reality show, aspiring participants should have at least a second-class upper and above. Register now at forms.mg.com.gh/topintern. Who sweeps the top prize of an internship at a reputable company, cash prizes, and many more.
Are you the one?
The top intern we're looking for, be you?
The Top Intern. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders.
We are Fast in News, Best in Entertainment. TV3, your #1 station, as part of activities marking our anniversary month, brings you an unforgettable experience this October. Dubbed October to Remember. This October, TV3 brings you a wide range of exciting programs to spice up your viewing experience. I love you! Watch out for exciting new series, gripping talk shows, heated political talk shows, riveting drama series, and much more. The TV3 Anniversary Month, giving you an exciting viewing experience with a broad array of exciting content this October, only on TV3. Fast in News, Best in Entertainment.
To the program, let's bring you some entertainment news as artist, manager, and showbiz critic Lawrence Anesia Mahansen, known popularly as Bill God, has expressed disappointment in the ruling government for not fulfilling its promises to the creative arts sector. Spokesperson for the government on creative arts, Sokrit Safo, however, disagrees.
Are you saying that you're disappointed? We can't say for a fact that everything they promised they have not fulfilled. In 2016, there was a promise for the Creative Arts Council to be set up.
Look, wait, and I have bits and pieces of their manifesto here.
Okay.
They said, we will set up a Creative Arts Fund to support artists. Have they done that? In addition to completing the theater in Kumasi, we will construct new theaters in Takrady and Tamale. Have they done that?
He says work is ongoing.
Oh, please. Please. This is why some of us get angry and speak the way we speak.
Okay.
We get angry because when the thing is written there, that it will be done, and now they're saying it's ongoing, when will they finish?
It's not as if MPP comes to sit and lie. Yes, the thing has delayed. It's delayed because everybody who has been in government will tell you sometimes to get some of these things taken off is not easy. Somebody sits down and says that there's nothing going on in the arts. Beyond the written program, which metamorphoses into December in GH as we have it now. Do you know the kind of contribution it gives to the arts, including Bulldog, who is managing artists. It takes a government to come up with ideas. And so far, anybody who will tell me that comparing the MPP government today to what we had in NDC time, you will tell me that that person is that blind or deliberately sleeping.
Okay, let me...
Minho music producer and showbiz critic Wayo Ting-Won's work on the Kumasi Theatre hastened and completed on time to help host major entertainment events in the Ashanti region.
The MPP government said a lot of things that he was going to do. But this is where I say we're not being taken serious. When Honorable Kumante went to Kumasi to cast salt for the project, he was emphatic about completion date. So it's not about what is in the progress, it's about what you've told me you're going to complete as a certain date for its use. If we have to be fair to ourselves, everything is centered around Accra, Accra, Accra. Not because event organizers and musicians and all that can't go out there to do more, to kind of like spread their wing, but infrastructure has always been the problem of the creative arts industry. If it had been just anybody sitting as a deputy, it would have been no issue when things are promised and it's not being done. But Okreko has been through the system and knows our problem. Our problem has not been the fact that promises have been made and steps are being taken. But our problem is the fact that we need to see the completion of it to get it to use.
Okay. Well, that's your entertainment. Let's bring you some international news. Now, the U.S. government is on the brink of another shutdown, with Congress poised to miss a Saturday midnight deadline to fund federal agencies. The fourth shutdown to occur over the past decade. It could significantly affect everything from air travel to national parks and marriage licenses. Most government employees will be paid without pay, and crucial nutrition programs will be halted. It follows a hard right revolt in the U.S. House of Representatives. Republicans control the House by a slim majority, while Democrats hold the Senate by a single seat. That means spending bills to keep the government open require buy-in from both parties in order to advance through both chambers to President Joe Biden's desk. But a rebel faction of right-wing lawmakers has held up negotiations in the House, the lower congressional chamber, with a demand for significant cuts in spending, including a call for no more U.S. funding of the war in Ukraine. Well, that's our package for you this afternoon, but there's always more news on our website, 3news.com. Please log on for more. My name is Noble Crosby, and thank you so much for watching the bulletin. Good afternoon to you. Bye-bye.